Hey Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today for the Scrap Room to share with you my monthly layout using this PinkFresh Studio's Flavor of the Month page kit. I used this is all four of the collections, as well as I used the embellishment add-on. So there is no, I was going to say pattern paper, but that's not the truth. There is no cardstock in this layout. I've used all pattern papers, and then the embellishments you can see that I put across the top there of the pattern paper from my kit, as well as you can see the wood veneers that are from the add-on. So with each kit comes one of the frames, and you can see that I'm going to use foam to pop the frame above this larger picture of my daughter. This picture was taken on spring break, not this spring break that we just had, but the year before last, and we were down in Florida at Universal Studios, and we were at a Starbucks, and I just left the pictures with her in her green shirt sitting underneath the green Starbucks mermaid lady, whatever she is. And she was goofing off, and these are just everyday moment pictures that I thought were fun to take. And so I am going to just pop that one picture, and then I'm going to have the other three in a little bit of a grid format there. And then I want to just embellish the layout with fun stuff. So I used some of the die cuts around the picture, and I'm just trying to arrange them in a pleasing format in a way that sort of breaks up the grid and also breaks up the angles of the diagonal stripes there. So I have Just Start, which is gold foil, and then I'm using the books and some flowers with some foliage to go with it. And you can see all the bits and pieces that I have and how I kind of shuffle them around. I only end up using the wood veneer flower and the heart. I mentioned this in one of my Scrap Room videos earlier, in that this PinkFresh Studio is white based, and I find that wood veneer with white based collections is difficult for me to use because that is more of a cream based sort of type element. So I want to fussy cut some hearts here for additional embellishments. As I mentioned in my video on Tuesday, the Shamil video, which was also using a Scrap Room kit, there are always plenty of things to fussy cut in the Scrap Room pattern papers that come with the kits, which is fantastic. So I'm going to cut out a couple of hearts, and what I end up doing off camera, you see this particular heart here that has the strong black outline. I liked the way that that stood out, and it really made the heart pop out that I'm going to put in this top right corner. So what I'll end up doing off camera is I will just take a fine 0.05 pen, black pen, and I will outline the remainder of the hearts, and you'll see that in the close-ups that follow, because it just defines the hearts a little bit, which then pops the pictures off of the very busy background. I could have probably gessoed over those stripes like Missy Whidden likes to do, just to define that background a little bit and so that the pictures popped, but I really liked the movement of those stripes behind my grid there. So I'm going to cut a couple more hearts, and the title of this layout is going to end up being literally Just Start, and I don't know what she's just starting. Maybe Just Start Behaving might have been effective, but it was verbiage to put on the layout, and I have not journaled on this layout because really it's just an everyday moment, cooling off at Starbucks after a long day at Universal Studios. And I could have probably have written that, but I might just write that on the back of the layout. Not every layout tells a story. Sometimes it's art, and this is just sharing fun pictures of my daughter. So you can see how it's hard to define those hearts on the layout, and you'll see in the close-ups how putting that black outline really does define them and pop them out a little bit more. So the elements that are around that framed photo, the larger photo, are also going to need popping as well, because I have popped them off. I popped the frame off, which also means that the elements that are sitting on it and nestled in and around it need to be popped as well. So I'm going to adhere everything down. I'm pleased with the placement of everything. This is typically what I do because otherwise I end up ripping everything up. So I build my layout and then I adhere it down, and nothing ever ends up being exactly the way that I first laid it down, but that's okay because the sense of that is there. So the little heart is going onto the frame. That doesn't need popping, but these books do, and so I'm just going to put some foam adhesive at the top of that die cut because the bottom of the books is going to be resting on the frame, so it's kind of like books sitting on a bookshelf for my avid reader there. Then I'm going to put these pictures down and then reconstruct the layout with the elements being where they are. So the Scrap Room is a kit club, but it's a come as you please kit club. You are not committed to ordering something every month. You can order what you want. There are always, in the flavor of the month kit, there are always 4 different collections. So you get 3 pattern papers, some coordinating cardstock, some of the embellishments, and it's enough to make at least 1 double page spread. I am not big on double pages. I do make them, but I prefer single page spreads. And so I often get at least 8 layouts out of my kits, which is fantastic. And it gives me a great taste of, therefore, flavor of the month, taste of the collections that are coming out. And Rochelle, we do get, as under the design team, we get the embellishment add-ons, and I highly recommend, if you are an embellishment person, the embellishment add-ons at the very least. I also personally myself pay for the pattern paper add-ons because I really like pattern papers, and I like to have a variety of papers to choose from in my layouts. So this, my friends, is my Scrap Room layout for the month. I am pleased with the way that it turned out. If you have any questions about the kits and or my layout, please don't hesitate to ask in the box down below. I hope you've enjoyed this process video. If you're not a subscriber, I would love to have you join us at the Scrap Room. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're doing well. Enjoy the close-ups. Take care.